my snake and bridge, he knows he's coming for the dagger next. From here, we go over top, we wrap it, get it here, get the disarm, disarm. And now you can follow up. I want you to try to look for one of the disarms or of the setup to tie things up. So, here, shoot this here, I'm going to go over top. I'm going to kind of get to the side to set myself up there. You guys understand? Okay? So, you walk it, intercept, come over top, stab. Try not to give yourself stab in the process. 1, 2. Notice I'm not standing in front still. Okay? Very common thing we'll see people go here. We'll go, aha! This doesn't seem right.
This does not seem right. Should not have this.
So instead, you want to think about here. Now look, kind of move over. Make sense? All right, you can go low. You go high. We're going to make the beats more high. Copy?
Sure. So the zone we're going in, did I go over or under my arm? Because that's important.
So for this one, I went over top. You see that? Not underneath, over top. Copy? Now let's talk about looking at like what happens if we go below instead. Okay, so before we looked at this concept of we went like over top, so we went high with the beat. Now I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna go below. That's gonna bring me down to this here. You guys see, you got the pull cue right here? Or you just grab onto the stick and dagger and you just spear right through the throat. Okay? But how we tie that up is kind of important, right? Because if you don't tie it up properly, what winds up happening is you wind up going like this and they just, you know, stab you in the throat again. And this isn't the best idea. So I want to make sure when I come up here, I get this stab. Now as I shoot through, look how I go here, and I turn my body and drop my weight. So it gets him pinned. Does that make sense? And then that gives me the opportunity for the thrust here or the thrust to the throat here. So we don't just want to stay in front. When I come here and I get this stab here and I move over. See, I've got him, his arm bent at a 90, puts his hand right in his elbow. You guys see that? All right. Can we try this concept?
Yes, sir.
Any questions? No? All right. Thank you, Drew. Good. The pool cue. See, so now when I block this here, okay, I'm going to go here, but instead of being on these outside quadrants, I'm going to go to this inside quadrant. I'm going to follow my first disarm here. I'm going to go over top, and I'm just going to disarm here into the armpits. Okay? So, just kind of throw your gear around. Just get you loaded. Okay? So in here, I stop this here. Here's my disarm. I go over top, and I peel it right out of his arm. Or I should say out of his hand. 1, 2. Now from here, my disarm, over top, look how I go into the armpit. So now as my body turns, I stab him in the armpit, which is going to help the release. You guys see that? We'll try this variation. Are there any questions? One more time. Here, I stab, hit the disarm, go over top. Now when I go over top, I'm avoiding him intentionally, but I'm really looking to hit as I come through. Does that make sense? I'm just doing this big motion over top so I don't beam my partner in the head in demonstration. But the idea here, right, is like, that's a hit, that's a hit, that's a hit, that's a hit, that's a hit. Excuse me, that's a hit. That's a hit, right? As you start to like break down through the path. But as far as like getting the general concept of where we're going with it, can we try this? All right, thank you, Drew. Good, Sid. Remember that like everybody's gonna kind of find the one that they like or that works for them, so we're more exploring. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's explore a little further now. So we get to here, we do this bash right now. For here, I'm gonna do an impact this time, so I'm gonna take the stick right here. Still go over top, but he's got such a good grip on the stick now, I'm gonna go all the way underneath. Okay? This is fun fantasy espada and dagger. I don't believe, number one, I doubt that I'm ever going to find myself in a stick and dagger fight in the street. And if I do, I'd probably know the guy. You know what I'm saying? We're probably out in the parking lot arguing about something else with our gear bags, right? So just have some fun with this one. Just kind of explore. It's just a fancier version, right, of this one. We'll go underneath and use the body to strip. But you notice how, like, when I go underneath, as I come up, I go to that armpit. That's going to help that release. You guys understand? So we had one version where we went over top and we did the V. We had one version where we went underneath and we did the pool cue or the spear. We had one version, where we went inside, we stripped it, and then just stripped it underneath the armpit. And for this fourth one, we're going to be inside, we're going to impact this arm and completely go underneath because it looks super cool and you've never ever used it. Cool? Can we try these?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. From the double wrap series, okay? So with this one, before we did snake and bridge, where I did my inside deflection, and then I made a snake and I bridged that up, right? So it created this hole right here, and from that hole I can predict where that dagger's coming, because it's the only option I presented for them. Does that make sense? So kind of bait him into the situation. So here, let's go this way. So with this one now, I'm going to come all the way over to the side, right? So I'm going to inside deflect, I'm going to hit, I'm going to grab the end of the stick, I'm going to come over. Now, I'm going to kind of bring him down here because I want him to feel like he's got a window here. Okay? Yeah, that's the window I'm looking for. Now, it's not that I'm choosing like, oh, I want to bait, the knife is going to go high or it's going to go low. In order to do the one that I want to do at the moment, it's for the scenario where the knife happens to go high. Does that make sense? So I'm creating this opening for my partner to understand where to thrust so we can practice the specific one we're looking at right now. I'm not saying that like it's ever going to be exactly this way or that you can predict it this way. This is just a scenario. Copy? We got high, we got low, we got different opportunities, but this is the one we're specifically isolating in the moment, is when the knife goes high. So I'm going to pick that up with my forearm. See that? I'm going to wrap over top and wrap my pune over top of that. That's going to give me my thrust here. Once I have that, I have my disarm here, and my disarm, not bad. I like spear. You throw it at him, and then you come right, he doesn't expect that at all. I bet you he didn't expect that right there. So, from here, we go over top, we wrap it, hit it here, hit the disarm. And now you can follow up with whatever you want. Does that make sense? Right. Second version. Sometimes this is hard to just hold on to this right here. Right? So a lot of times what you'll see them do is they'll tuck it under the armpit. Now when this comes through here, the first disarm happens automatically because your body creates the lever. Does that make sense? Okay. So you have one variation where I hold on and then I physically place it over top to make the lever happen. It's the second time. And like I said, what do we do? Spear! That's right. Sankil, spear! Right? I gotta do one good variation on that. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta get, there we go. And then the second variation, that was like tucking it under the armpit. So I came here and go all the way under. So now when this comes through, because this is over my body, look at that first pop right there. That's your first disarm. You get your stab, get your second disarm. And then you follow up with whatever you want. Cool? Yes, sir.
The first one seems to require that they have a bit of Kune for you to.
You're not wrong. That will probably do what you need. But if they have the puño, you're right. A little bit of puño creates the lever you need to get to make the strip happen. Make sense? But the thrust to the throat will probably aid that. Just FYI. A little bit. Can we try these two? All right. Thank you, Guro. Go. So instead now let's take this from a flow. So let's just start with an easy one. So either use your short sombrata or use your box sombrata because most people here are familiar with those two down. Right? So we're just going to first establish the name, footwork, movement, make sure we have all this down. And then in this, I want you to try to look for one of the disarms or of the setups, the ties we've done. You guys understand? Okay? So anytime that one comes in, my snake and bridge, he knows he's coming for the dagger next. Copy? It does not have to be that fast. Matt and I have done this a few times over the years together. He kind of knows what to expect in play. Does that make sense? Don't have to go that fast. Probably smarter for you guys to keep more of a smooth, correct, steady pace so you can recognize when it's your opportunity to be able to come in and steal and take something. No fear. Does that make sense? Can we just play and look for our disarms out of flow now?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. Thank you, girl. Play. Flow.
And in that time, we've gone from student to training partner to friend to family. I'm gonna miss it. So let's do a group pick and give him an appreciation.